How's it going, and welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys have had a wonderful day and an even better evening and night. I know it's a very late video and I apologize for that. I worked late. I didn't get off till 9, and then I wanted to eat and stuff. But as promised, guys, this video is going to be interesting. We're going to be drinking on some Canadian Hunter here. We're going to pour some glass real quick. So this isn't like a taste testing video. This is what I told you guys it was going to be the other day. This is more... And we'll leave this out. Alright, we'll leave this right here so you guys can still see it. This is the conspiracy theory that I found very interesting on coronavirus. So, what I'm going to do is, we're going to read this, and I'm going to read it to you guys, obviously, and I want you guys to comment below, or message me or something to see what you guys think about this, the conspiracy theory that I have here. So, starting from the top, it's kind of weird. It always starts out, here's some info that you won't hear on the news, okay? So it's always oblivious. So everybody's like, oh, I was never going to see it on the news. It's always on the news. It's just up to you to choose what you want to see on the news. Because the news appeals to your area every single time. The newspaper will appeal to the area, everything else like that. So it's all what you want to see. The media will always twist the truth. Always. Can't trust anything you see on media, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, social media, anything. Trust what you see, trust what you hear, and trust what you believe. I'm not going to read this to try to persuade you into believing this. I'm not sure if I believe a lot into it, but it's a cool theory that has a lot behind it as well. So, that being said, we're going to top this off. It says, this morning at 4:30 a.m. Now, this was a few weeks ago because when I finally found this, it was probably about 4 weeks, about a month ago. So, keep that in mind. This morning at 4:30 a.m., the Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau was served a criminal indictment by the U.S. for corporate and financial crimes. Media owners were instructed to brainwash everyone that Trudeau and his wife have the coronavirus and they won't be leaving their house for a while. Tom Hanks was arrested 48 hours ago for pedophilia and is currently being kept in a hotel room in Australia, refusing to fly back to the USA. The next celebrity arrest will be Celine Dion, Madonna, Charlie Barkley, Kevin Spacey, and all claim coronavirus infections. Italy's airports have been completely shut down as over 80 Vatican and financial officials have been served the same criminal indictments for financial crime, pedophilia, child trafficking, and sex abuse. The United Emirates have completed mass arrests of their own royal families and affiliates. Convicted Hollywood rapist Harvey Weinstein agreed to deal in exchange for his testimony against hundreds of top Hollywood celebrities and their involvement in the drug business, pedophilia, and child trafficking. Instead of a 55-year sentence, he only received a 23-year sentence, which is half. In exchange, he provided testimonies against some of the biggest and most powerful names, including Prince Andrew of the United Kingdom, former President Bill Clinton, former Vice President Joe Biden, Tom Hanks, Oprah, Ellen DeGeneres, Quentin Tarantino, Charlie Sheen, Bob Saget, Kevin Spacey. Oh, wrong way. I'm trying to click over here and read these. Kevin Spacey, John Travolta, Steven Spielberg, Podesta, NXIVM, and Pizzagate, sex trafficking clubs, and hundreds more who will be directly involved with Jeffrey Epstein, which we all know Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself, right? We all know that. Okay, that's just water under the bridge at this point. Because once he got in trouble for his pedophilia and everything, he died in a camera-recorded room with security guards, but hung himself off of a 6-foot-tall bedpost. Okay. Anyway, Jeffrey Epstein was similarly allowed to make a deal and have his suicide in prison faked in exchange for his testimony. Makes sense. So instead of being broadcasted as a terrible, terrible person and having to live through all that, but you can give a testimony against a bunch of other people, what would you go with? To say that you killed yourself instead of being indicted, you know? I think that has a lot of truth behind it. CEOs of some major world corporations have been indicted, arrested, and some have been forced to resign. All in the last 30 days, such as CEOs of the NBA, Harley Davidson, Bill Gates Foundation, Intel, McDonald's, Caesar Awards, and Disney, the Vatican Chief of Police, etc. Approximately 700 to 800 more resignations are coming in the next 3 months. For you guys that don't know, Bill Gates just resigned from his place at Microsoft to help his foundation, not help Microsoft. He wanted to step down out of his rising place, and now all he is a co-applicant for any of the technologies that come through. He just advises over those. That's a big step down for somebody that is a CEO of a company. You know, it's a big pay cut. The lab created coronavirus was a cover-up for the mass mandatory vaccination agenda, which was going to force all United States Americans to be vaccinated. No questions asked. You can't say no. It was going to happen. Now it has to become the biggest covert U.S. intelligence operation that the world has ever seen. This mass 158,000 arrest operation will remove and capture the biggest evil and corrupt politicians, celebrities, and CEOs, including global elites and bankers such as George Soros, UN officials, and founders of Greta Incorporated. Okay, so here's where it gets interesting, because a lot of you don't like Trump. I'm not a fan of a lot of things Trump does, but I'm also a fan of some of the things that Trump does. I didn't vote. I usually don't vote. I'm a very open-minded person. I believe each person that we vote in is just a demon that we vote in, and each one has a lesser demon in them, I guess you could say. All right, so here it goes. President Trump will win the 2020 elections. So the reason why I kind of agree with this is, as of right now, we're on quarantine. We can't go out. We can't do anything. Can't be in groups larger than 10. With that being said, for you guys that have been to a voting pool, or poll, not pool, you wait in lines. You go in and out of the exact same booth, touching all the exact same pins, all the exact same ballots that somebody else has fondled while they grabbed out. But under law, you're not allowed to go into a public place like that. You're not supposed to, right? So how are you going to vote? How are you going to be able to vote if you can't go into a public place and vote, right? Also, on top of that, I mean, Bernie Sanders just dropped out of the race, just like, bam, gone. By the time November rolls around, there's not really going to be anybody left to run, really. You know, you see where I'm getting at here? It says, and arrests of former U.S. presidents will occur in early 2021. All major arrests will be portrayed by the media as accidental or a conspiracy theory. All arrested individuals will be given a Ramel death, meaning that they will have a choice between their death being portrayed as a public suicide or an accident, or death in return for assurance on his or her reputation, so it will remain intact. That way, nobody knows what you done, how you done it, but you just died. You just randomly died. You committed suicide, natural causes, whatever they want to put on that dotted line is how you died. Or, alternatively, they can choose to face their criminal trial, and that would result in their public disgrace of their own name. So how many people are going to physically want to publicly disgrace their name to billions of people? There's like, what, 3.7 billion people in the world? And you want all them people to see your public disgrace of human trafficking, child pornography, everything. So, some top religious leaders will be arrested or forced to resign, and some will suddenly get sick. The Vatican will be the first, and the Pope will be moved in 2020. Production of human extracted adrenochrome will be revealed, and the Hollywood and the Vatican will be exposed for being directly responsible for that. Coming up, there will be a 2-month complete shutdown. So remember, this came out before any of this stuff that I'm about to read actually started happening, which made me kind of think about how opportune that this is. But then again, they could just be stating facts that they knew what was going to happen, right? So what comes up next is very interestingly on point. All right, so it says, coming up, there will be a 2-month complete shutdown of the world's most common operations, such as schools, they're shut down. Stock exchange, it got shut down. Banks, they're being shut down. Airports, shut down. Travel, events, galas, expos, sports games, sports championships, music, award ceremonies, NBA, NHL, baseball games, and ship cruises. There will be food shortages, staged electricity power losses. Gas prices will go down, but food costs will go up. Insurance will go up. Gold and silver stocks will fall drastically. And many corporations will either go bankrupt or take a significant financial loss, such as in the case of what's about to happen to Air Canada, Disney, and Coca-Cola. And then at the bottom here it says, cheers. It says, guys, and when I say this, I'm not trying to be blunt. I'm not talking about like anything else. If you ever listen to rap, you grew up with Eminem or Tupac or Dr. Dre, or any of them, I'm sure you've heard of NWO. It stands for the New World Order, right? And it's been a thing for a very long time. You got the Illuminati, all that good fun stuff that a lot of people like to talk about. They have a lot of conspiracies about, right? Myself, I have a bunch of conspiracies about Illuminati and New World Order and all that fun stuff because I like to look into it. I like to, I'm an extremist when it comes to stuff like that. And so is Cody, so we have a lot of deep, in-depth conversations. Well, that being said, and the last two sentences in this statement says, welcome to the Great Awakening. What's about to happen this summer and fall will change the world's history as you know it. So guys, that is the conspiracy theory that I got. Guys, I know it was pretty interesting to me. I really enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed the conspiracy theory as well. Let me know in the comments what you thought, how you thought about it. And if you have anything to put into it, comment below. I'll respond. I have no problem with that. If you want to message me on Facebook or Instagram, they're both linked into my YouTube. And you guys will be able to message me directly. I also go live on Facebook. If you guys would like to talk to me there about conspiracy theories, we can do that all day long. I am great at talking about stuff like that. So guys, have a wonderful evening and an even better night. Remember guys, I try so you guys don't have to, and we will talk about it if you guys want to. You guys have a better evening and a wonderful night. I know I just said it, but I said it again. Remember guys, hit that notification bell. It lets you know every single time I post a video and I go live. And don't forget that like button, smash that sub button. Let's keep the good family growing. Love you guys to death, and I cannot wait to see you guys tomorrow. Y'all have a wonderful night, guys.